Hi, and welcome back to Nightchild Reviews. I hope you'll forgive a slightly different type of video today. It's coming up on 5 years since I was going to say lost Prince, but we didn't lose him, did we? We still have his music, we still have his works, we still have so much he contributed. And the thing I really want to say to the Prince community is, actually, give yourselves a pat on the back. You've been awesome. Seriously. I'm not just talking about, although it's part of it, I'm not just talking about people who have the high profile people you think of who have talked about Prince, people who've worked with Prince. I'm talking about every one of you, every single one. We're talking about people across the entire community of Prince. People who, if you share a video on Facebook of Prince, you're keeping that music alive. You're giving joy to the people that see it. You're possibly introducing new people to his music. If you share a picture of Prince, that keeps that discussion alive, that keeps his work alive. If you discuss Prince, you're doing that. And I want to say thank you to everybody. The amount of remarkable work going on in this community at the moment is simply off the scale. You've got people on Twitter doing these amazing threads, detailed analysis of Sign of the Times, of Purple Rain, of all these albums, and really drilling down into the almost academic, almost forensic sense of his work. You've got people on Facebook, and they have tens of thousands of people in these groups, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50,000 people in the group, all talking about Prince. And I scroll down my feed and I see post after post after post, Prince's videos, Prince's pictures. What about this album? What do you think about this track? And do you know what? That's all part of it. That's fantastic. And I can't thank you enough. That is just brilliant. That is what keeps Prince's work alive. It's just remarkable, the amount of passion and the amount of knowledge in our community. And we sometimes give ourselves a hard time. And I'm not saying that this is the odd occasion where, things aren't always great. They might be a bit negative. But on the whole, the Prince community is actually generally a really positive place. The discussions about Prince are just uplifting. And to see that, and I want to thank each and every one of you. You talk about Prince, you keep Prince's work front and centre, and that is just priceless. And I think it's important not to give ourselves perhaps a hard time as a community. We do good. We really do. We have embraced lots of projects from different people. People have written books. Obviously people have their opinions about certain books and certain projects, but the estate is doing their part. They're, producing these super deluxe versions, which are getting better and better with each release. And, goodness only knows what the next one and how great that will be. And they're really working with that. They're producing more Prince merchandise. They're getting the albums out there. And with the new deals in place, hopefully that will continue and expand. But each and every one of us can play our part. Whether, it's just playing his music, playing his films, talking about them, discussing them with someone, just anything. I love to see these sort of little things on Instagram, and you sometimes hear about them on TikTok and see them on TikTok where people take Prince's music and they do transformations or they do dances to that, and to keep that legacy alive. It's just fantastic to really dive into all the things he did. And this community is pretty amazing, and we don't always appreciate that. Sometimes you need a moment to step back and say, actually, we do pretty well. We create videos talking about his work. We create podcasts talking about his work. We write articles. We support the estate. We buy the albums. We actually shouldn't give ourselves a hard time. We are doing something incredibly positive, and I think that's something that gets overlooked. So I just want to say really quickly, thank you. Every time you share a post, you are part of this Prince community. Every time you talk about Prince, you've done something amazing. But B, just to say, it's a pretty good community. Really, it really is. It's a very positive community. And the amount of people I've met who have messaged me and talked to me, and the amount of discussions I see between people who have never met, we have nothing in common except Prince. We would never have met without Prince. I have close friends I wouldn't have met without Prince. There are people across the world. I would never have talked to people in America, or Australia, or New Zealand without this connection to Prince. And I now talk to them and, share that journey. Because sometimes back in the early days, being a Prince fan could sometimes be a bit lonely. You might be the only one. I was, certainly in my group of friends. And it's just fantastic. It really is. I think it's brought so many people together. And whether you go to Prince events or whether you just plays music with friends, whatever, it's an important thing we do. And I just want to say thank you to everybody, because this community, seriously, it's a lot better than we even imagined. And some amazing things happen. I saw recently Dan Lacey, who produces amazing Prince pictures and other paintings. He had some, very serious surgery, and the amount of support from the Prince community was fantastic. And I see this all the time. I see charitable acts. I see people helping each other out. I see people saying, I'll get you this concert I've seen on YouTube, or I'll send you this thing, or I'll send you this Prince album. I'll send you this. And I just think it's something we shouldn't take for granted, because Prince was just incredibly amazing, but he also brought together a truly amazing community. And we shouldn't always have a go at ourselves, because there's a chance a lot of what we're doing, I can't speak for him obviously, but I would hope he would be proud, because we're really only now unpacking all the things he did and the level of detail and attention he put into his work. So thank you. That's all I really wanted to say today. I know it's a bit of a strange video, but I just want to say thank you. Each and every one of you is a part of this. Each and every one of you is making this community what it is. And quite frankly, it's the best community I think there is. Thank you. And regular programming will continue on Monday. Thank you.